I am thinking about shaving my beard.
You said that several weeks back.
Did I really?
Maybe a couple months back.
And did it happen?
Well, it didn't. I think I know why you're thinking that, because you're letting it grow maybe a bit too long. I don't think you're manicuring it well enough.
I don't manicure it
at all.
At all.
Exactly. So you need to get yourself a beard trimmer.
I have one.
Put it on, say, number 2.
I have it on 4.
That 4's too high, dude. 4 doesn't do shit. It's getting too...
Yeah, but my
beard... you're looking like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
But this has been growing for a while. Like, I haven't trimmed it in a while.
I know, but...
You weren't saying this a week ago. Like.
There's a point when you get to the beard, right? Where you can tell where it's never going to grow. And if it just continues to grow at the rate it's going now, in the spots it's growing now, it's never going to get full. And I'm thinking, you might risk looking like you have scabies.
It happens.
So what do you think would happen if I shaved my beard? How would I look?
I am interested to see you without a beard.
Yeah.
All right, it'd be strange because you're bald.
Yeah,
well, you got the baldness thing happening on top.
Extremely naked.
It would just be a lot of skin.
Yes.
There'd just be a lot of skin going on. That's why you have the beard, I'm assuming, because it's weird they have that much skin, or not weird.
I mean, I like it because if you have an image of me, you turn it upside down, it looks like I have hair.
It's like an egg.
Looks like I have hair.
It's like an egg with hair.
And then I have just a big rounded chin.
If you shaved your whole face, it'd be like a Michael Klim situation where it'd just be very skinny, very skin.
Exactly.
And when I say skinny, I don't mean thin. I mean skinny. Like there's lots of skin.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of skin happening.
I don't think I like that look.
And thanks for bringing up Michael Klim, because the last time I saw him...
You're welcome.
Last time I saw him...
You brought him up.
Well, debatable.
Very somber introduction, man. Very somber. Yeah.
I saw him at a fish and chip shop on Chapel Street.
Okay. And he's married to Heidi, right? Heidi Klim? Heidi Klim?
No, that's the other skin,
the supermodel,
the other skinhead guy.
Yeah.
And when I say skinhead, I don't mean neo-Nazi. I mean head of skin.
Okay.
Seal.
Yes.
Well, he was. He's not anymore. Very somber. Very somber.
Isn't it somber?
Anyway, that night that I saw Michael Klim, broke up with my girlfriend. So thanks.
Michael Klim broke up with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Wow. So he was dating her.
Broke up the night I saw him,
Michael Klim broke
up with my girlfriend.
You need to be enunciating this punctuation. Can you get the punctuation happening a bit better?
So you want me to tell you when there's a comma? Or
I do. Or
do you want me to pause a little bit when the comma comes in the sentence?
I think, just speak properly, yeah?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Very somber. Very somber. So here we are, episode 85.
How was your week, man?
Week's been all right. It's been going very quickly. Actually, had kind of a plugged ear all week. Kind of like I got a cold or whatever last week, and this week I've just I thought it was gone, and now it's all.
It's not. Now it's blocking your ears and everything.
Back
Sorry to everyone that listens to this podcast normally a little bit earlier in the day. We were a little bit late today, and we've heard about it.
Not much.
Well. To some people, we were a little bit late.
Okay, let's go to music, and we'll hype ourselves up a bit. We'll get some water, some coffee, whatever it may be, and let's come back with some energy.
Well, let me just play hang on. Let me intro the song.
Oh, please. Please do.
This is a very special track to me.
Yes?
I found it 7 minutes ago.
Okay.
On SoundCloud.
Okay.
It's by Diplo.
So you have a big attachment.
Our friend Diplo.
You're Diplo, yeah. Well, I mean, he sponsors us, so that's good. I love that he makes original music for the cast.
He's all about it. He's all about the generational. He loves us.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of everything that you got going on.
Yep.
He's Tim's #1 fan, as he calls himself.
He is, yeah.
And he's got many T-shirts to that avail. Is that the word?
Yeah, to that
avail, or not?
To that avail. Yeah, well, that'll work. Okay. Good enough.
Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, generational.
guys. It appears that we're not the only people that were somber. Diplo was a bit somber when he made that intro song for us.
That was a terrible choice for an intro song, I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, you know
like
what?
I said, found it 7 minutes ago. So.
We don't want to drop Diplo as our musical sponsor. But
he is listening.
Pick up your game a bit, Dip.
Be careful because he is listening.
Stop being dippy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that you can say. So we sort of stole this studio today. A little bit.
We did. Our normal one was not available. We forgot to book it in advance, and we popped into a secondary studio, which within which sat a couple of.
What are the rules? Like that's the thing. Like you
well, let's tell the situation first. So we came into the secondary studio that we hadn't booked. Within which was sitting, I think, a laptop computer and maybe some kind of big leather portfolio
compendium as such.
Compendium. We took it upon ourselves to go ahead and move that.
Yeah, so we put them outside.
Yeah.
We put them outside because...
So we put them on the street corner of Collins and Burke.
Sure, yeah. We went all the way downstairs.
Yeah, Collins and Burke don't meet. But that's for you people that aren't from Melbourne, you don't know that.
Collins and Burke. You could have just left that and they wouldn't have known. Yeah, it would have been all good. All our American listeners would have been like, oh, Collins.
But then we wouldn't have had that extra 20 seconds of combo.
This is good that you mentioned that you explained your little situation there, and that I'm even talking about thanking you for explaining that situation, because we need every second that counts.
Another 20.
Yeah, beautiful.
There we go.
So
yeah.
So what are the rules though? So the stuff was in there, and we went ahead and took it, moved it to the outer part of the studio, and just left it on the table.
You know what they're not unlike? They're not unlike public laundrette rules. Have you ever done your laundry in a public laundry?
Never been to a laundrette in my life.
Okay. I have. Right?
That's good, because for the sake of this story, it's good that you have been to a laundrette.
Well, these habits started when I was in college. I was living in the dorm. At the base level of the dorm, there was a public laundry. And basically, if you went to put your clothes in a washer or dryer, and that washer or dryer had stopped, and there were clothes sitting in there stopped, that was an open slather. You pull out all the clothes, you put them on a table, and you put your shit in, because their shit's done. They can't just be...
You get there the second that it finishes.
Well, people would leave and go get a pizza or whatever, and they would stay out, and suddenly they're on the piss or what have you, and their laundry's sitting there for hours. You can't just, like...
You need that. Like,
exactly.
You have stuff to do. You need to put your laundry in there. You need to get it washed. You need to get out of there.
So our washer just recently broke down a couple months ago. So I've been using a public laundrette in Brunswick lately. I've incorporated this habit of, if somebody's stuff is stopped in a dryer,
it's gone.
I take it out. Haven't gotten the best feedback on this kind of stuff.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, so...
what have people said? Have you had people stop you?
No, just kind of sneers, like, what the hell? What? Huh? Like someone else, it's not their laundry, but they see me taking someone else's laundry out, and they're thinking, why are you putting it on the table?
Yeah, what are you doing there? Yeah.
And I'll just give them a look, leave it be. I know what I'm doing.
Hey, mate, been around the laundrette scene a bit for a while.
Veteran, okay? Laundrette veteran.
I know my laundrettes. I know the rules behind the laundrettes.
I know the rules. I know when to... I know which machines take slugs, which don't.
When you step into a laundrette, you're agreeing to the terms of the T-Mac laundrette rules.
It is the step-off rule.
It's step-off.
Step-off rule.
Don't mess with me. If you see me taking your clothes out the dryer, go with it.
Yep. That's it.
Basically.
So the studio thing falls within that. If something is left behind, unattended, for a certain amount of time, we don't know how long that was. However, I think we could apply that rule there.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the awkwardness at a movie theatre when you're sitting in someone else's seats. Have you ever had that when...
I have.
So, I mean, the way that movie theatres work now is that, thank God, they've got a system where you buy a ticket and you get a seat number.
Yeah, exactly.
But back in the day, it used to be...
Random.
Like, they would sell every seat in the movie theatre. They would have no idea what groups were going and where people were wanting to sit.
Yeah.
And sometimes there was just single seats between people. And you had to ask people to can you please move down one? I've got then you have to you Mexican kid, can you go down the back a little bit? We need that Asian kid down the front.
Yeah.
You got this whole
it becomes a hierarchy.
Becomes a thing, right? Becomes a thing.
Yeah.
But now there's a system. All right.
Yeah.
So when someone's sitting in your seat, it's like that whole.
Let me tell you what happened one time. I was working in a retail environment back in San Francisco. Was helping out some customers. They left an envelope behind.
Sure.
Accidentally.
Full of money.
It had 2 theater tickets in it.
And money.
Not movie theater, but proper a play.
$100 notes.
No money involved. But I opened it up. I saw.
Trying to make the story interesting, man.
I'm like, what makes you think it's not going to be?
So there's a
you haven't
midget.
even let me tell the guy.
So the envelope was owned by a midget.
Okay, so the dwarf left the envelope behind.
Yeah.
Okay, does that make you happy?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, no worries. So I opened it up.
Yeah.
I opened it up, and then I noticed there were 2 theater tickets in. I'm like,
Sure.
okay, this.
That's
My
awesome.
girl and I can go to the theater. This is cool. This is
great.
cool.
Yeah.
About an hour later, they came back looking for them,
Oh shit.
and they go, "Did we leave some envelope
Theater
behind?"
tickets, yeah.
And I said, "No, I didn't find anything."
You did not.
No, sure didn't find anything. No.
That-
Went to the movie. I mean, went to the play.
And they were there.
Went to the play. About 5 minutes into the start of the play, pitch black. All of a sudden, an usher comes down with a flashlight, leading 2 people looking for.
God.
And my girlfriend didn't know. Okay, at the time, I just told her I got us some movie tickets, or some
my
theater tickets,
God,
right?
yeah.
So so I was privy to this when I saw this flashlight coming down.
Yeah.
She had no clue.
Yeah.
And so the guy's he's coming down. He's looking for our seats. Sees they're occupied, and I'm thinking, oh shit.
Because it'd be the same people that came in like that
Yep,
just
yep,
saw
yep,
you
yep.
earlier in the day saying, "Hey, you got the ticket."
Didn't actually come all the way to us because the play was like, it was into it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can't really be like.
So they assumed that.
So they just assumed that maybe these people got the tickets wrong, what have you, and they walked off. I don't know what happened. They must have found different seats, what have you. I don't know, because clearly they would have bought other tickets and maybe just queried the original ones.
How did you know that they were which way were you facing? Were you watching the show?
We were watching the play.
Yeah,
and so
and
suddenly
you felt a light on you,
it wasn't directly on us. It was at the end of the aisle.
Yeah, sure.
Like at the end, we were kind of in the middle.
and you could feel the
And I could
presence
just-
of a dwarf.
Well, the dwarf, yeah, it was like that odor.
Just
There's an odor.
the midget odor.
Yeah, I wouldn't say odor so much as more. I mean, it is a bit odoriferous. I don't know.
We got to stop right here. We can't be talking about midgets like that, man.
Anyway,
we are a fan of all. I just like to note out we appreciate and accept all midgets.
Absolutely, dwarves are not accepted. When I said dwarves are not accepted, I didn't mean ACCEPTED. I meant EXCEPT. So we also like them.
Oh, okay. So because I thought you meant
No.
the dwarves are
I must clarify that
accepted, as in like
not accepted.
Yeah. So what you're saying is we accept
also love
dwarves.
dwarves.
We love dwarves. We love
Okay.
midgets.
All
we
short,
love
all short things.
even short people.
Correct.
Well,
Yeah. Now, Joshua, you and I have something in common that I want to talk about.
we both have penises.
Well, that is true too. And
Well, let's not go.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to disclose that we both like Bulgarian pop folk.
Well, there's that as well.
Okay, we that's our commonality. But
That's one of, yeah.
We also both have younger sisters.
We do have younger sisters. Yes,
Okay,
we
we
do.
both
Yeah.
have younger sisters.
There's sisters that we have that are younger than us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now-
Yours is sexy.
Yeah, and yours is cute.
Mine's cute.
Yeah, I can't say sexy because she's a bit young for me. That would be like pedophilia.
No, it's not.
Is
actually.
she 18?
Yeah, she's
20.
18. So it's actually fine.
Okay,
So
she's sexy.
Say she's sexy. Thank you.
That's
right.
Anyway,
My friends always get weirded out by that because I'm not scared to say that my sister's good looking.
yeah.
And like I'm always talking about, if they want to do me a solid, if they want to give me a bite of their hot dog for say,
you'll let
I
them
will
have-
then give
allow
them my sister.
Yeah, so you're the
to
pimp,
do
you're the
sexual
pimp,
things
the
with
pimp
her.
older brother.
Exactly right.
Now the age spread between my sister and your sister, and you and your sister, a little bit different. I'm 10 years older than my sister. It's just us two.
And I'm 6.
You're 6. Are you 6? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so not too far off.
Well,
So obviously, at one point or another, you and I have both had to kind of deal with the conundrum of should we go there, meaning
have sex
their
with our
hot
sisters.
friends.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Sorry.
Okay.
Whoops. That was
that wasn't what you're talking about.
No.
No, that's not what I'm talking
no,
about.
because
either.
they've obviously both of them have very cute sisters. I mean,
Both of them.
friends.
Who's the- yeah, okay, yes, they do.
Both
yes.
my sister and your sister
Yeah.
have always had cute friends. Clearly, they've always been around the house, right? When you were living with your parents, always around the house. And you're, oh yeah, yeah. But the age spread with mine. By the time
Yeah.
my sister's friends were even like of legal age,
Sure.
I was already 28 years old.
28, yeah.
When they were 18.
So that's in full sexual drive, though.
Yeah,
You're in
well,
sexual zone.
Yeah, for sure. But it was I just always had an issue with maybe should I go there? I didn't know if it was cool to cross that line.
It's perfectly
so
cool.
I never actually went there.
You never did that?
Never did that.
Okay.
Later, when I was living, on my own in the downtown area of San Francisco, I ran into one of her friends who I always thought was really cute. It was a younger girl.
Good-looking young lady, young lass.
And she was tight. And now she was like in her 20s. I was in my 30s. Yeah. She was looking tight. Tried to hook it up. And she's like, I work down at this cafe. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll come see you.
Yeah, sweet as.
And she maybe kind of gave me a kind of a
Did you say like that as well? Or was it like kind of like, oh, Tim, nice to see you. I'm working at the cafe at the moment.
I'll come down and see you.
I'll come down and see you. Yeah, was it kind of like that?
Yeah, it wasn't really that. I didn't give it that homoerotic.
I'll come down and see you, baby.
Yeah, it wasn't really that.
It wasn't really like
gay.
that. It was. You didn't say like.
No, I didn't.
Like a gay man.
No, I didn't.
You didn't say.
I didn't come from that angle. I didn't take that angle. I
considered
that angle.
It's a good angle.
Yeah, is it? It works.
Well, I mean, give it a crack. Yeah.
So, what's your take on this? With the
the funny thing is, I don't think anything's wrong with it at all, my man. So you got to. Here's the thing with being the older brother of a girl. Yep. All her friends see you as the older brother of that girl. Yeah. So you've kind of got that starting platform. It's a winner straight away.
Well, I knew, like, my sister used to tell me that half her friends were fully into me anyway. Like, even at a young age, they're like, oh, so-and-so has a crush on you, so-and-so has a crush on you. And, it's a little bit of an ego booster, but
it is.
This is when they were younger, and I was like, okay, that's cute. Yeah, that's cool.
It works. Go for it. I say go for it right now.
Okay.
I say just go and listen to your urges, my man. Once, I had this one situation in my life.
Yep.
My sister has quite an attractive best friend that she has.
Yep.
And when I was living with the parents still, I was just laying in bed and they had a sleepover or whatever. And what my mum used to do first thing in the morning was she would open my bedroom door and my dog would come in and come and sit on my face and hump my leg and
you let him in.
We'd do stuff to each other
touch his pinky.
And then he would and then it was a morning.
See ya.
That's the start of the day. It's a routine.
Absolutely.
It's healthy to have a routine. Mm-hmm. So I was doing that and just chilling with the dog and all I was wearing was just just shorts or whatever, nothing else.
Of course, because you've just had sex with the dog.
Exactly right.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Did he make you breakfast? Or?
No, he doesn't. He tends to just leave me straight away.
Did he fall asleep first, or did you?
No, we snuggled for a bit.
Okay, you spooned.
Yeah, we spooned for a bit, and then
nothing like a little feline spooning.
I told him I loved him, and then he ran away.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm laying in bed. I'm sort of just chilling, half out, half in. The part that's covered is my penis half.
Yeah, I thought you meant in the. Okay. I thought that was still the sex part.
I'm half in,
half out.
Half in the. No, that's not.
Oh, so the sex is over.
That's already done. So we've finished with the dog sex.
The dog's gone.
That's an interesting topic, dog sex. I think we've talked about that before in this podcast. There's a lot of topics that we've talked about. I think dog sex is up. I don't think that's one of the ones.
Well, you have told me about it before, and I find it ironic that while having sex with the dog, you tried to get him in missionary position. I mean, why would you? Why would you take him there?
On the podcast or in?
He's just trying to really stretch his body out into ways he's just not useful.
Their legs wouldn't allow that to happen. That's I feel.
I'm sure you could.
You have to push them.
You could squiggle right in there.
You'd have to flatten out the body a little bit.
69.
Their spines just wouldn't allow it.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm laying in bed. Okay, and it's first thing in the morning, so stuff's going on under the covers. If you know what I'm saying.
Of course.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm sort of just lying there, and my dog is sort of sitting to my right-hand side, and sort of the entry to my bed happens on my left-hand side. So, the girls have come in at this stage, Mel, my sister, and her friend, and my mum's in the room as well, and I'm just chilling in bed. And
everybody's in your bedroom.
Everyone's in my bedroom for some reason. I don't know why. T-Mac, I can't remember why, but they were having a conversation with me about something.
Sure.
There was a reason for them to be in there. And they're all just chilling. And the friend went over to pat the dog. Reached over me to grab the dog. Didn't get there. Kept her hand on the doona cover.
Yeah.
And dragged it the whole way back. Now, on the way back, T-Mac.
Oh my God.
She touched something with her hand.
What was her reaction? Did she scream?
She didn't even flinch.
Really?
I don't know if she meant to do it or if it was just
what was your reaction?
I was like, I didn't flinch either. I was like, yeah.
Okay.
That was good. That felt nice.
Ladies, can you exit and...
I'm like, Mum, sister, get out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
Get out of here right now. All right? Leave me with the dog.
Do you still see this girl?
All the time.
And how does she?
She's never mentioned
that she has a crush on you in any way or form. Or?
My sister's never told me that. No, and she hasn't told me that about her sister, about her friend either. So.
Okay.
So no one has a crush on me, man. But I did go out on the weekend, and a couple of my sister's friends were at a club, and I heard that they thought I was sexy.
Okay.
So now I'm talking to one of them.
Okay.
Naturally.
Let's keep us updated on this one.
Oh,
Joshua
absolutely.
and the younger sister.
But yeah,
Friend.
basically.
All right, so
Did you hear that?
yeah, I did, and
I'm trying to sneak in little sound effects now.
I really wish you wouldn't. I really wish you wouldn't. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Dude. Oh my God! You know what just happened?
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, we just got cut off in the middle of the cast because the computer that we record on, the power outlet was not turned on.
Yeah.
And we just completely lost transmission.
Yeah.
I went into some kind of spasmodic...
Yeah, you were on the
thing.
ground.
I was on the ground. I was
crying.
flopping around like a fucking seal.
And you were crying. And I kept it cool. I was like, T-Mac, I know this is all your fault.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna have a go at you about it.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, it was my fault. I plugged in the computer. I didn't check that thing was on.
No, it's no one's fault. It's everyone's fault, and it's no one's fault.
I just can't believe we recovered it, dude.
I don't know how that happened.
I cannot believe.
I'm interested to listen
recovered.
to this podcast. Normally, I don't listen to us because I don't like our episodes, but this one I might listen to just out of pure.
It's insane.
Oh, I had the volume of that way up as well. So sorry.
Why did you have the volume up?
Sorry for the sound effects so far, because they'll be very loud for everyone.
Oh, fucking yeah.
This has been a very untidy episode. I like it.
It's Ep 85. What do you expect?
Absolutely.
You were just about to mention something.
What was I talking about?
Were you about to mention something? No?
What was I?
What I was going to talk about.
What were we talking about?
Something I was
going to start again. Let's start again.
Okay.
Were we talking about the fact that I sneaked a growling dog thing in there?
Yeah. We got to... I want to get rid of the sound effects.
Is it snuck? Is that the word?
Yes.
You're a little bit put off by that whole little situation, aren't you?
You know, we haven't talked about it in a while.
Like a stunned reindeer.
I don't know if you've heard about this, but
sure.
It's Bieber news, and it's pretty bad.
Probably have heard about it.
About his racist...
Haven't.
Racist thing.
Haven't.
Well, basically, so there's a video that's emerged of him at 14 years old. He's now, what, 19?
He's like, poof. Yeah.
He's 19, 20.
Wow.
No, he might be 20.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is only 5-6 years ago. He's singing a version of his song, One Less Lonely Girl. Do you know this song?
No.
One Less Lonely Girl. I don't either, but replacing the lyrics with One Less Lonely Girl, One Less Lonely, the N-word.
Okay.
Right. I don't want to say it, but
no.
This is a video. It's online now.
So the N-word, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Not just that. The lyrics go, only one less N-word.
Necrophiliac.
Only one less N-word.
Necrophiliac.
If I kill you, I'll be part of the KKK. Then there'll be one less lonely
necrophiliac
N-word. So it's pretty bad, dude. It's pretty bad.
So he was singing this.
It's basically, he's done a YouTube video of it or something like that.
Sure.
It was recorded when he was 14.
Right. So
his story is that there was a comedian that had mimicked his song a while back that replaced that word with that specific word. Yeah. And now he's
necrophiliac.
He's now like emulating this dude.
Sure. Doing it
in the same manner.
So he's getting him back by taking lyrics from his own song and singing and publishing it on YouTube, saying that he wants to kill necrophiliacs.
Yeah. And when Joshua says necrophiliacs, he doesn't mean that.
Well,
he means the black man.
Yeah, well, that's
it's a black man.
That's a bit racist, isn't it?
No, black man.
Not all black men are necrophiliacs, do you know?
This is true, and not all of them like to hollow out a camel and...
Is necrophiliac the person that sleeps with dead people?
It is.
Fantastic.
Well played.
Very funny.
Yes, good. You've taught me a word.
It's kind of a funny thing.
Have you taught me a word?
No, you would have known what necrophiliac.
Of course. I mean, I've been one for a long time.
You know what all words mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I do, most of the time.
All words.
So what do you think of this Bieber thing?
The Bieber thing,
Some people are saying it's going to kill his career. It's going to completely kill his career.
It won't kill his career, man. Think about what he's been through in the last 2 years, man.
But okay, I think it'll have a big effect on his fan base in America anyway. Because Americans are extremely sensitive to this subject.
Is that right?
Definitely.
The necrophiliac thing.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, like if someone's going to have sex with a dead person,
why is that still around? Why is there still the segregation between the races?
As long as humans are around, people will be dying. And people will be having sex with dead people.
With those dead people, exactly right.
Exactly right.
So I say we should accept all necrophiliacs.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
especially if they're dwarfs.
Oh man!
Any dwarf necrophiliacs, we love you.
You show me a dwarf necrophiliac, and I'm there, fucking with you.
You're there. You're there. Right.
One less thing, T-Mac. What accent was that? One less thing, T-Mac.
T-Mac.
Okay, no, that's racist. Let's not do that. No accents anymore.
Why is it racist to imitate an accent?
Well, I mean, why? See, I don't think...
We've talked about this before. If you imitate an Irish person, it's no big deal. But suddenly if you imitated an Indian person, it becomes a big deal.
I agree with you. That's the same deal with the whole... people in America being sensitive about certain words. It's even in Australia. I remember when I was a kid, when I was in school... There was people, like, we were youngs. We weren't racist because we were all 15.
What are youngs?
We were youngs. We were youngins. We were young people.
Youngins.
Right? And we're all 15, so none of us actually cared about race.
Sure, of course. You never do when you're in school.
We wanted to play basketball and play football and chill and play Pokemon.
Yep.
Right? So we stumbled across the N-word. And we used to say it quite a lot because we thought it was funny. Like we heard it in like rap videos on TV or whatever, and we thought it was a funny word. We didn't mean it in a malice way, but we used to call each other that.
Yeah, of course.
All us white boys used to call each other, the N-word.
Yep.
Right? And the not white boys... So you can't even say black people, like it sounds bad.
Yes, you can. No, you can say black people.
You can say black people. So the black people in the school were upset and offended by us using that word.
I think it's bad to call them stained people, though. I don't think that's it.
Yeah, but that's what they are,
or
though.
Died.
No, we're not racist. That's what I mean.
You can't say shoe polished.
We're so past the racist era of human evolution. Don't you reckon?
Man, dude, seriously, I could not care the least about race. If someone's a good person and they're fucking, they're a cool person, you get along with them, who cares what race they are?
This is one interesting episode.
Just don't call them that.
Was that what I was going to... No, what I was going to talk about. All right, one last thing.
Dwarf necrophiliacs.
One last thing.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got to stop tipping people, is what I've worked out, T-Mac, because I'm not a good tipper.
What does that mean?
At restaurants and places, I don't know how to tip. I don't know what's a good amount to tip, because in Australia there's no tipping environment.
Required.
There's no atmosphere of tippingness that needs to be done.
And because the servers are getting paid $25 an hour.
Exactly right.
Whereas in the States and other tipping communities...
$2 an hour.
Well, maybe $6-7 an hour, something like that.
And so they need the tips to live, right? Which is fair enough, so you tip them. But in Australia, I don't know, here's why I shouldn't tip. It's because every time I tip someone, I feel like they owe me something. Right?
Yeah.
When I don't need to tip them, but I tip them to be nice, but then I think the next time that I go, they're going to give me something for free. Surely.
Well, it usually works with bartenders, that's for sure.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a trick I learned a long time ago. It works in the States, anyway. I don't know about here, but your first round of drinks, whatever you're ordering, you should always, tip the guy nearly what the drink costs, or the round of drinks costs on that first round, and thereafter, he will look after your ass. He'll start flowing. I can't speak. Flowing free drinks. Why can't I speak? Flowing free drinks. New York.
Unique New York. So he would throw you free drinks.
Yeah, he'll
throw them at you.
He'll throw them. Yeah, right over your head.
Just find you in the club, and he'll just.
But that's a top tip, there, man.
That's a top tip. That's tippy toppy.
That's top it. That's the top of the tip list.
Yeah. So if I tip you anywhere in Melbourne, I think I should just stop doing it because I tipped someone like $15 the other day for a crepe, and the crepes are $6, and
didn't even get a thank you.
He was just shocked.
Yeah.
Right, he didn't know what was going on, and it wasn't just my crepe. There was other people's crepes as well, so I was paying for everything. But I gave him too much money, and he's like, "Oh, this is too much." I'm like, "You know what? You're a great guy. You got some good crepes." In the back of my mind, I'm like, "Next time I come, I better get a fucking free crepe."
Yeah,
I didn't get
crap.
one.
He will. He'll let you go to the toilet and get a free crap.
He just let me. He's just like, you know what? You earned it, Josh.
Even use some toilet paper.
Sit in the toilet paper and
free crap. Check this out, okay?
Oh, you got
Do we have
something?
time? Oh, no, we're done.
30
We're
seconds.
done.
30 seconds. Go. Give me one.
No, I'll have to save this for later. It's going to take too long of a story.
You got any facts or anything that we can just like whip through in 30 seconds?
Quick facts. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un is now the star of a video game.
Okay.
In the video game, it's called Glorious Leader, and you can play basketball against Dennis Rodman.
Oh, lovely.
So
is it an American video game or is it a North Korean video game?
It's basically it's Kim Jong against Dennis Rodman.
That is actually awesome.
So,
I actually love that. That's awesome.
So there you go.
There you go. There's a Kim Jong-un, Dennis Rodman.
Quick tech update type video game.
We do like our North Korea facts.
We do.
And stories on Generation.
Look, if we could just kind of summarize the last 85 episodes, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, North Korea.
John Stamos.
Justin Bieber. Absolutely, definitely.
Facebook.
All about Facebook. What else?
Penises.
There's lots of penis talk.
Genitalia in general.
Not enough dwarf talk because they don't get enough appreciation.
This is true.
They don't get enough credit for all the things that they do.
No, you're right. Nor do the necrophiliac sect, and we apologize for the dead people out there who have been sodomized and so forth. So we'll get onto that.
More dwarf talk, more dwarf necrophiliac talk,
more canine sex positions.
Absolutely, missionary.
I think we established you cannot spread the hips of the dog too far.
I think it's a structural thing. I really do. I don't, and also the angle of the vagina for the dog just wouldn't allow it. Anyway, so
such a bitch.
Thanks for listening to us this week. We hope you had fun. We know we did.
We always do, and we don't even care if you do, really.
We enjoyed ourselves. That's half an hour we weren't at work, so see you next week.
Late.
Back to the back of the bus. We front seat drive, no one else steers but us. Never the actor, but activate the jam. That be my life, David J, and you know who I am. The fans pulling cameras out like guns to shoot. We got this rap shit tied without the suit. Looking for loot in all the right places to look. And tonight it's in your pocket, so pay these cooks. Cause we serving up a batch of the words that match. And deliver with some rubs that mace attached. My combos concrete, ask my fleet. Or better yet, ask your crew who knows the feet. But beyond that, I'll be the capital cat. Known to dog a girl out who whacks all that. Bring official illustration to woman and man. Solo, individual, group, or clan. Put the jab to the neck to watch and nod. Flipping rhymes on the even, off the odd. Fresh off the pod, I got the gift to place. What you need to taste up in your face. Straight with no chase, move on and on. We splicing projects, whips up urban lawns. Dayline, never pitching you run of the mill. So watch my infantry storm all over the hill.
40 below in Alaska. We just keep on rocking. To the folks in Madagascar. We just keep on rocking. When we in Philly, eating cheesesteak with Aunt Millie, we still gonna blast. We just keep on rocking. An ounce of Switzerland. We just keep on rocking. To the White Cliffs of Dover. We just keep on rocking. High tech like Japan and out to Scotland where they ain't never sober. We sing your Larry like the Odd Couple, kinda hard on the pavement. Your style is pretty like floral arrangements. Engaged, but she bitchin' about the wedding. Seen a lot of ass, so where's my ass heading? Miss my pro kids with the stripes on the bottom. Always cross my T's, but my eyes don't dot 'em.